Hello traders, John at StockBookie.com. Today we're looking at the SPY, the IWM, the Qs, the DIA, and the IYT. We file the daily, weekly, monthly time frames. We use technical analysis here at StockBookie.com. If you like these videos, go to my website, sign up, it's free, or click down here in the bottom right hand corner and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Traders, if you're looking for a new broker, check out CobraTrading.com/promo/StockBookie. Best in the business, been using these guys for years. If you're an active trader, check out CobraTrading.com. You won't be disappointed. All right, daily chart on the SPY is 85 million, so we had pretty good volume, expected with Amazon and Google going off the night before. A little euphoria in the market, 0.82% up, or $2.09 green. We came right back to the double top of 257.53 and we closed barely above it. So let's see if this thing can continue higher. I'd still like to see more volume. On a big rally day, guys, I want to see 200 million, 150 million. It's interesting. When we dump, guys, what do we get? We get 130 million, 140 million. On a good 3-day dump, we'll get 200 million. But on a big rally day, we get 85 million. Wow. No conviction in my books, guys. But light volume keeps grinding these markets up. We get below these MAs, pop goes the weasel, bullish pattern, pop, this is a crap bullish pattern, and we're still popping and chopping up here above the moving averages like always. As long as we're above here, guys, everybody remains bullish, so that's what they had to keep this thing rolling. Let's go to the weekly close. Weekly close, you can see this a little better. We've been in a channel since March, just up and down, up and down, up and down. We finally got through, finally pushed up a little bit here, and then finally we closed above this with a little bit of follow through, a little bit of better volume on the weekly chart, but not as much as I would like. I would like to see a candle like this, almost double what that is. But you know what? We're going into the holidays. We're going into the complacency. Next thing you know, it's going to be the Christmas rally, the Santa Claus rally. Going to try to give it up. And let's see if we can hit the 260 area, guys. We talked about the 250, the quarter numbers, the 250, 255, the 255, the 257.50, and now the next one's 260. Let's see if we can get there. We are getting a little bit stretched on the 20. We're still above all the MAs, which is still a strong stance, so we got to watch for that. But right now, we are breaking above this channel. Let's see if we can continue higher. If you are long the markets, just trail the stop, guys. You don't want to be the rug pull on this one. And next thing you know, we're at the 20 MA down here at 210, and everyone's scratching their heads. We still have a big gap fill down here around the 208.80, 208.68, so keep an eye on that. But at this point, guys, markets are going higher on news and euphoria. Earnings are driving it. The better than expected data out there driving it. It's great again, guys. Don't worry, just keep loading the house, guys. Just keep doing it. Then on the monthly chart, we are a little bit stretched from the 20. That's what I'm keeping an eye on, and we're into the 257, 260 area. Let's see where we go from there. IWM. IWM, same thing. We're at the 150. That was one of the target areas that we were looking at, 150. So we're there. Let's go to the daily. Daily chart, though, guys, we have a great bullish pattern here. We've got it back above the 20 MA, but this thing just is not. This thing should be leading like the SPY, like the Qs. Why is this lagging again like the IYT? This thing should be tearing heads off. The tax reform, guys. I mean, is it all priced in at this point? But still a bullish above the MAs, but this little move here getting a little bit stretched here, guys. We hit the 150, and that was like a brick wall, and that's where we're stalling out. We did get above this trend line too, which was big, but we're just kind of sitting up here, consolidating. This has to start moving. What drives it? Maybe more earnings next week and the following week. Let's keep an eye on that, and the volume as well. Volume wasn't bad, but still a little bit complacent. Like this candle here, you got that news, you get 69 or 70 million on that, and now we're going up on news with 30 million. It's kind of like, well, I mean, we had 32 million, 0.69%, and $1 up on the IWM. Nothing to brag about, guys. Weekly chart, same thing. We're at that 150. Even on the weekly, we finally got above this. I mean, this is bullish, just choppy. I would have liked to have this go down a little bit this way. Instead, we were just kind of floating up sideways. We finally got the rally up here. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks up. Stalls out. Let's see if this thing holds up. It has to hold up. If this thing starts to slip, I'm going to be watching for a pullback here. But guys, the markets are in euphoria stage. Earnings are great, Trump is great, everything is great, and for me, that gets a little bit interesting. Oil too's on the move, guys. We do not need higher oil. They're going to test that to see if the consumer can handle $3 gas prices, because oil's, they're crying. They're going to force that up to see if we can handle it, and central banks will come in and push it down if we need it down. Mark my words. For the weekly, let's get back to the IWM. This is still strong, guys, still above the MAs, a little bit stretched from the 20 on the weekly. Got to keep an eye on that. Let's go to the monthly real quick. Same thing, a little bit stretch. 130 and we're at 150, so we're a $20 stretch from there. So if we did get a pullback, we could get a $20 pullback on the IWM. Just watch where the 20 MA is. It's going to continue curling up, but just keep an eye on that. And then you have double top and stuff like that over here. But again, let's go into next week. Let's see what the earnings brings, and then take it day by day. Let's go into the Qs. Again, guys, Qs, all-time highs. It's on a 10 o'clock news every night, all-time highs. I mean, they are just hyping this market up. What can I say? I mean, we're above the MAs. Bullish stance. Just chop and chop and chop. And every time we get below the moving averages, guys, right back up. They can't even help. The algos take over, boom, right back up. Below, right back up. Below, right back up. Can't help itself. We're in a good upward trend, but when you start getting choppiness like this, we go back to double top, choppiness, pushes up, comes back, retests these lows, right back up on news, the tax reform. Everything's news driven, guys. And then earnings too. Oh my gosh, Amazon and Google, the two companies that create nothing. They don't create anything, guys. Period. So, you know, I'm pretty old school with this stuff, but we hit the 150, the 151. Let's see what this brings us next week, going in with Nvidia, Apple, and a couple of the other big players coming up. So keep an eye on this stuff. We did break out through this channel though, guys. Let's see if we can hold it and get some follow through next week. Let's go to the weekly chart. Weekly chart, same thing, guys. Still above the MA, still in a strong stance. This is a crap bullish pattern, though, guys. This is not a bullish wedge, nothing. Bullish consolidations, just staying above the 20 MA. Every time it kisses it, it pops right back up. That's just the way it is. I mean, look at this thing. Gets below it, pops. Gets below it, pops. This one was a nice slacking, but right back up, guys, by the dip. They are conditioning everybody, guys, that this market will never, ever pull back. And all of a sudden it will. And this is 2015. We were adding shorts right here, guys. Everyone was laughing. Haha, you're an idiot, you're an idiot. And we caught that one. We rode it up a little bit. We didn't ride it up as much as we should have just held and bought the dip. But I don't do that. You had this big trend line here. It held it, kept going up. But we caught that, and that's what we're thinking that's coming up with this one here. It might take another month, maybe the December rate hike if we get it. Like a couple, I think, yeah, this right here. Remember this one? She hikes the rate and we just start falling. Everyone's like, why? This doesn't make any sense. So that's what we're trying to catch here as we're adding shorts up here across the board on the indexes, stocks, especially the weak high flyers like your Fizzes, your Shops, your iRobots. Stocks like that you gotta pick on, especially when they're way, way up there, and they shouldn't be. But the Qs, 150 was the area. We did get above there. Let's see where we close on the weekly chart next week. I want to see more follow through. And again, here, just like the SPY, 152.50, 155, 157.50, and then 160. We're looking at all those big quarter numbers and even number as well. Keep an eye on that. And then the monthly chart. We're getting close to the end of the month, guys, so that's why we're looking at the monthly. Monthly is stretch, guys. 125, 126 would be my price target. I'd expect maybe a 25-point pullback. I don't know if we'll get it now, but I think in the beginning of the year, in January, we might get it. So keep adding to these shorts. Slow and steady, guys. Slow and steady. I always tell you that. The DIA. The DIA, again, we talked about the 235.07 area, and here we are, guys, right there. It's pretty amazing how this stuff works. And those are just quarter numbers. We talked about 225, 230, 235, and you know we're talking quarter numbers in here, but they're gapping it up. Again, this is one. We come off a slightly bullish pattern. Here we go. We're just floating, floating, floating. We have some pretty good volume because we had news and earnings and everything else up here. But again, though, we had great earnings on Google and that. We just couldn't get it going. We got it going on the Dow Jones components, of course, you know, as we're rallying up, but we're holding off. Let's see if we go sideways and pop up more. Then look for 237.50. and then the 240, and honestly, could 250 be the number on the Dow? On the DIA, which would be Dow 25,000, possibly, but we're gonna have to see how this thing goes and see how this sets up. We're still above the MAs in a strong stance, so watch for that, and let's see if we could pull back. Possibly. I mean, if we get a pullback, it'll be $5-6, and then we'll watch for support down in here. But look how they gap this up, gap it up, gap it up, so they have gap fills to fill, which creates big support as this comes down. These guys aren't idiots. Weekly chart getting stretched when you're going up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks in a row, you know, straight up on news again, guys. Getting stretched from the 20 once again. We talk about these high flyers all the time. We're into the next area of resistance, 235.07. Let's see if this holds up or possibly pulls back and hits our target price. Well, on the weekly, it's more the 20 than the 50. On the monthly, that is, that's where you're looking at the $20 price target, and that's at 198.65, guys. So keep an eye on that. If this thing comes in, you got great support at 182.77. So 240 to 250, possibly up. And then down, you're looking at 200, 198, and then 181 area down. So we're gonna have to see how this goes. I mean, look at this move. It's getting euphoric, guys, straight up. Even the Dow doesn't move like this. Look at this market from 2009. It's insane. It's all Fed-induced crap. That's what it is, guys. Take that stimulus away, you would maybe be a double top here, maybe. So that's my opinion, though. Doesn't matter, not really. We're just putting on trades here and trying to make stuff happen. Let's look at the IYT. IYT, this is one more indicator, just like the IWM. Why is this one lagging? It should be leading. Transport should be leading, guys. It's trying to. They did recapture the 20 MA, so that's going to put everybody in a bullish mood again. We did fill the gap here. This is the daily yesterday or on Thursday, and let's see if this can keep grinding higher, guys. They must be watching my videos, because when we were down here lagging, I was like, wow, this thing's really lagging, and all of a sudden out of the blue, straight up. It was like, wow. But when you're in fantasy land, guys, anything's possible. All of a sudden you catch a huge bid out of the blue. It was magical, guys. So you're chopping around here in a bullish consolidation. Can it play out? Sure. We still have a lot of resistance. We still have the trend line here coming from the all-time high. You want to, you know, put that down in there, so you got to get past that, the high pivots, and then you have the 618, the 750, and a couple other things. But remember, this one is lagging a little bit here, guys. This one should be at the top, 184, 185, leading with the rest of them. Maybe they're waiting on earnings on some plays with the transports to see if this thing could get going. Who knows? That's what the markets were waiting for with Amazon and Google as well. Next week, some big earnings coming up, so keep an eye on those. Weekly chart. Weekly chart, a little bit stretched, just like the rest of them. And this one's just kind of chopping up. I'm going to pull this fib out here. This one's just kind of, I mean, it's bullish consolidation. A little bit of a tail here. But, I mean, just nothing, just kind of up and down action, up and down action. Still above the MAs here, which is a good stance, but a little bit stretched. If you're bullish, I would like this MA down here, up here a little bit more, right underneath it, holding it. I don't like the fact that it's down there a little bit, so keep an eye on that. We also have this trend line here that it's trying to hold. I mean, it's been hanging on for the last couple weeks, guys. So let's see what next week brings if we close below it or above it. But right now, bulls are in charge with all the indexes. Watch for that. Just put a trailing stop on this, guys. You want to wake up and next thing you know, this is down $6, $5, $4, and then we're down here at the 150 MA, which I believe is target on the weekly charts on these stocks or ETFs, whatever you want to call them. Then the monthly, guys, still a little bit stretched. 157.29 is the target, and then 150 down in here. You have this big green bar still. But, man, this has been chopping around, chopping around. Looks like we might have a doji on here, which honestly doesn't mean anything these days. But it's something that I keep an eye on technically, because dojis sometimes will mean a reversal signal. So, all right, guys, thanks again for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. Any questions or comments, please email me at stockbookie@gmail.com. I'll answer them as quickly as possible. I'm getting a lot of emails lately about the markets going up and some of these high flyers and stuff like that. But again, guys, thanks for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. God bless. See you on the charts.